How has your child's feeding ability impacted your family?
It was like a complete 180 because it was um adjusting to having the feeding pump, the NG tube. Um, it was a big change because she wasn't eating by mouth. She kept the NG in for about a month after discharge, probably a little bit over a month because she got it taken out on Halloween. So it was having to adjust our schedule based on her feeding times, carrying the pump. So it was a little difficult, but thankfully, like my older kids adjusted very well. My husband adjusted very well. The Premier Clinic was very supportive, and a lot of teaching went into place, and they were very available. So the transition was easy. It was a big change because your entire schedule revolves around their feeding times. And it's the pump charge, and do we have the backpack, and do we have the syringes, and do we have how long are we gonna be out? Is it time for the feeds? And did we charge the like? It's a lot.
Like a bittersweet feeling for our families and for us. We're just very grateful and thankful that he's at the level where he's at now. He's just grown so much and looks great, looks fantastic, and we know that he's gotten there because of the feeding tubes, that he's had, and the support that we've had, of course. Yes, it's impacted our family. Just, we have to do extra planning. We're going to visit our families out of town. We have to make sure we have all our supplies, make sure we take chargers, make sure we've gotten everything we need so that we're not missing anything. It's extra planning from, I think, mom and dad here, routine, and navigate something that would help even like with the reflux, because before it was even hard to even do tummy time sometimes because it was every 3 hours, and then we had to give him like the rest, make sure he's upright afterwards. Okay, put him down, and he's throw up all over the place. The therapist would sometimes would throw up on their scrubs.
The only thing, I don't even think the G tube is really affected it much. It's really more his reflux, because you can't really bounce him around the way people want to, carry a baby and bounce him around a little, play with him, put him on a little swing. He can't, because as soon as he goes on a little swing, something's going to come up. So I really think that's what holds him back from getting to experience a whole lot more time with family. But they still see him, they still carry him, they still, spend time with him. And everybody already kind of knows, you can't be too rough with him.
It has been quite a journey for my husband and I. Just prior to Rylan, and on our wedding night, we got married in 2020. We had a wonderful wedding, and we had a really bad car accident the night of our wedding. I ended up in the hospital, and then trying to get over that like hurdle, and then we found out that we were expecting, and we were like, yay, and then come down to it, we have to take your baby 6 months. That just put the cherry on top for everything. And so I think it really has brought us together. It really hasn't had a negative impact on us at all. If anything, it's brought us together. It helped us open our eyes more to what these preemies go through in the NICU and out of the NICU. I've never really known anyone that had a preemie, so I didn't have anyone to ask questions on what to expect. So just going through this kind of not knowing, it really has opened our eyes a lot in that sense, and made us just closer, actually. If that makes sense. It just helps me appreciate life a lot more, because seeing what Riley had to go through, being born at 1 pound, 8 ounces, just, you're going to tear up, because actually we didn't know if either him or I was going to make it, and so it's just a blessing that we're both here and that he's doing great. And that the only therapist we have now is speech. And that we have no other issues that we need to worry about because he's flourishing just as if he's a normal baby. So that right there it's just a tough journey, but an awesome journey, I guess I can say. Pack like extra on top of the extra. So I had a bunch of gauze. I had so many syringes. I had one for his medicine that he was taking for reflux. I had one for a flush. I had just an extra one just in case. And then I had to carry around, most importantly, the machine, which came in a little like children's backpack. And then it was very discreet. It wasn't like it was, carrying around an oxygen tank or anything like that. But just being out in public and having a schedule, a feeding schedule that I had to stick to. If I need to run an errand to the store and I'm like, okay, it's 3:00, I have to hook him up, and I really didn't care about what people thought, but just making sure that the tubing didn't get caught on, a basket or, a rack in the store or just the things that could happen. I have moments where I'm like, this is just kind of a little too much because you're in the car, you have to like try to get to his tube. He's in the car seat, but you have to make sure he feed and then if he leak, it's like you got to pull over. So it was just it was it was kind of a lot, and I felt restricted on wanting to go to different places. I probably could have, but most of the time I just said, no, I'll stay home, or, my husband will watch him and I'll get out, and or vice versa. So it's a little bit of a hold up for me going out.